Hey guys, Delta here, and E3 has ended. It was one of the best E3s in years, and as the title of this video suggests, I am now going to review the big four, specifically their conferences. So we're going to be talking about Sony, EA, Ubisoft, Microsoft. I'm going to basically give a rundown of my thoughts on each of their conferences, which took place on Monday. Then I'm going to give them a grade, and at the end of the video, overall rankings, standings. If I have time, I'll do two rankings, actually, and I'll explain those when we get there. So let's start off. Microsoft kicked off the day at 9:30 a.m. with their Xbox One conference. They showed a lot of boring stuff at the Xbox One reveal and promised games and only games, and you know what? They delivered. Microsoft showed only games, but that was just about the only thing they delivered on. Titanfall, Halo, Forza, those are three exclusives that look really good. Halo and Forza are well-known franchises. Titanfall is Respawn Entertainment's new game. That's the guys that made COD 4 and Modern Warfare 2, the original Infinity Ward. I guess the former Infinity Ward, I should say. It looks good. It looks like some crazy mashup of Call of Duty 4, Brink, and Hawken. Well, Brink if it was good. It looks a lot like Call of Duty 4, but you got parkour, you got jetpacks, you got mechs. And it's exclusive to the Xbox One, the Xbox 360, and PC. I hope the rumors of it being a timed exclusive are true, otherwise I'm going to need to shell out some money and upgrade my PC in addition to buying my PS4. Yes, I am buying a PS4. I'll talk more about that in other stuff. If you follow me on Twitter, it's pretty obvious I'm buying a PS4. So, those are three games that really stood out to me. And Microsoft, you finally have exclusives! Yes, they finally have some exclusives. They showed a lot. We know they've said they've got 15 coming in year one, 8 of which are new IPs. Those are impressive numbers. Unfortunately, a lot of those games just did not impress me. Dead Rising 3, it's a zombie game, it's over the top, it's stupid, it should be fun as hell. It just looked boring. It was dull and not particularly vibrant, and it just looked boring. I guess the fact they finally got an open world and got done away with all the horrendous loading screens is nice. Then, of course, there was the Killer Instinct fiasco. What's going on with that? Everyone was so excited. It's like, oh my god, Killer Instinct is coming back. They're making a new Killer Instinct. It's free to play, and you only get one character, and you have to buy all the other characters additionally. That's my understanding. And once people figured that out, they were not happy at all. Worst of all, no clarification on DRM or required connections. Seems like Microsoft is just trying to sweep it under the rug. And then they finished that off with a $4.99 price point. Yeah, a little expensive, especially considering you have to pay for online, too. Though you have to do that for Sony now as well, for the PlayStation Network. But PlayStation Plus is a good deal, so I'm sounding extremely biased right now. Enough of that, I'll talk about Sony later. Next up, we had EA. They're trying to rebuild their reputation right now. They recently did away with the online pass, and they've said it's gone, it's over, dunzo, it's not coming back. Great first step, right? This is what EA comes out with. Star Wars Battlefront. Yes, DICE is making a new Star Wars Battlefront. You know what else they're doing? They're making a new Mirror's Edge. Two games that people have been begging for 8 and now 6 years, respectively, and they're getting a reboot in one case, and I believe the new Mirror's Edge is going to be a prequel. We don't know when either of these games is coming. The Mirror's Edge trailer said it's coming when it's ready. Battlefront was just an announcement. It's just going into development. But you know what? These games exist. They're coming. Holy crap. DICE didn't stop there, though. Battlefield 4 looked fantastic. They showed off the multiplayer for the first time. That looked intense. And you know what? Next-gen consoles are getting 64 players and 60 frames per second. They are getting the PC experience. That is awesome. Especially after playing that dumbed-down version of Battlefield 3 on the PS3. The new Need for Speed Rivals looks good. It looks fun. Of course, Titanfall is being published by EA, so we got to see a bit more of that. That game is looking cool, like I've talked about. The only downsides to their conference were Battlefield 4 was never going to work that well online. Once you get it out in the wild, people are not going to be working together that well. The commander could be easily abused. I can just see a lot going wrong, despite the fact that those are really cool features. And somewhat disappointing, EA's talked about how they have all these new IPs and they're saving them for the next generation, yet we only saw one new IP at their conference, and that was Titanfall. You know, hopefully they have more in store for Gamescom and PAX, but they only showed one, so I don't know whether to believe them right now. Either way, it was a good start for them to rebuild their reputation. I'm giving them a B, and I forgot to give Microsoft's score, I think. I'm giving Microsoft a C, so we can go back and correct that. And then and then EA, I'm giving a B. Next up was Ubisoft, or Ubisoft, however you want to say it. The Division was the new surprise this year. Co-op action, survival, shooter. Looked really cool. I like the integration with the tablets. We still don't know much about it, but it looks good. I don't know how it's going to tie into the Tom Clancy universe, but I'm definitely excited to play that with my friends. Watch Dogs looks phenomenal as usual. Again, I love the tablet integration that they're doing. And the game's only a few months away. Oh my god, I'm going to get that when I get my PS4. That'll be one of my first games. That game just looks cool. It'll definitely be a Game of the Year candidate. And of course, Assassin's Creed 4 Pirates. Who doesn't want to play as a pirate? Pirates are awesome. Though there were some real bad negatives for Ubisoft. Aisha Tyler she's just not funny. It was awkward, it was horrible, it was terrible. The Rabbids TV show was a waste of 10 minutes. That was not fun. And then, well, Assassin's Creed 4. This is the 5th year in a row they've released an Assassin's Creed game. Give it a rest already, guys. I know it's Pirates, but take a few years off. Do something new. I know you're doing Watch Dogs in the Division, but like another new game would be nice. Another new IP. I'm giving Ubisoft a C+. Finally, Sony closed off the night with the final conference, and they finished the show off with a bang, and it's going to be the first points I mentioned. No DRM on the PS4. And even better, $399, $100 cheaper than the Xbox One. Those were two major blows that were a part of a targeted attack against the Xbox One towards the end of that conference. They showed games on all platforms, the PS3, the PlayStation Vita, and the PS4, which was impressive. They have lots of exclusive DLC or various content coming to the PlayStation versions of lots and lots of games. There are a lot of games announced. Over 70, I believe, are announced for the PS4 now. And they have 20 exclusives in development, 12 of which are new IPs. That is 20 that are coming in year one. I believe there's 40 total. The only really disappointing things is we didn't get to see more of those exclusives. We didn't get to see what Santa Monica is doing. We didn't get to see what Media Molecule is doing. Quantic Dream only brought a tech demo, and many, many more. In addition to that, the Vita, what's going on with it? It hasn't really gotten that killer app, unless Killzone Mercenary is going to be that killer app. It's still kind of up in the air. Either way, it was a fantastic conference, and I'm giving Sony a B+, which puts them on top of the standings. Sony with a B+, EA with a B, Microsoft with a C+, Ubisoft with a C+, and Microsoft with a C. The only really reason I'm putting Ubisoft above Microsoft is because while their conference was disappointing, they showed a lot better at Sony's conference, showing off more Watch Dogs and Assassin's Creed. Anyways, those are my thoughts on the Big Four at E3 2013. It was one of the most exciting E3s we've had in a long time. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Like, comment, and subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys next time.